Hello, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Climate Career Kit podcast. I am your host, Aishani Garg. Today, I am joined with Anu Ramamurthy, founder of Cat Kid Adventure, which is a Palo Alto-based eco-education initiative that gamifies climate education action for elementary school students. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
So, I understand that you gamify climate education for school-age students. What does that look like for you exactly? What types of things do you create and how do you reach students?
Yeah, so at Cat Kid Adventure, we are on a mission to raise a generation of eco-heroes, all through fun and games. And so we gamify climate education and action for elementary school students. And we have a range of sustainability workshops, eco challenges, and fun publications that we do. Our workshops and challenges are designed to bridge the gap between climate literacy and climate action. And our most well known challenge is the Flip the Switch challenge, for example, where kids not only learn about the concepts of renewable energy and energy efficiency, but also build an eco habit out of conserving energy at home as well as in schools. So, using principles of gamification, we've been able to create a program where kids can build eco habits at a young age. We also work on building other eco habits with kids, such as recycling and waste management. So we also have our signature Cat Kid Adventure Post. It is our annual Earth Day magazine that we publish, and it's designed for teachers and educators to have climate conversations with their kids. It's super visual and offers a fun and fresh way for kids and families to learn, discuss, and think about daily actions that they can take in their lives. So we currently host workshops across the Bay Area, and our magazine is distributed nationally. While we focus on elementary school kids, we also have programs for middle and high school students, but that's mostly internships and mentorship opportunities where students can hone in their research skills, writing, presentation, organizational skills while helping to educate young kids.
Yeah, of course. That is some very important work. Teaching the next generation about climate is extremely important and something that needed to be tackled. So, what does an everyday look like for you? What types of things do you do every single day? And, what does that look like in terms of being a founder?
Well, that's a great question, but there is no typical day for me. That said, I do start every day the same way, which is I have a checklist of things to do and I respond to emails. But more than a daily routine, I sort of structure my week based on the activities that need to get done, right? So, for example, I have roughly about a day and a half to 2 days that I dedicate to any creative process that is required, right? So that could be developing new curriculum, conducting research for a new project, designing new workshops, writing a proposal, what have you. But this is where large chunks of blocks, which is blocked out, where I can sort of focus on one or two things. And then I have about 2 days where I schedule all my meetings. So that's where I'm, meeting with the team, planning workshops with educators, calling partners, mentoring high schoolers as well. And so it's a lot of talking and a lot of collaboration. And then I have one day, which is actually my favorite day, which is my listen and learn day. And this is a day when I actually get out into the community to observe and learn. And it could be attending a conference, meeting with an expert in the field, observing a classroom. And this is all very important because it not only keeps me in touch with what's going on in the community, but also allows me to reflect and refine our programming and our impact.
That's actually super interesting, having different days for different things. That's actually very organized. So, you didn't initially know that you wanted to do sustainability. What did you major in and where did you go to college?
It's been quite a journey. So I grew up thinking that I wanted to be an artist. And so I got an undergraduate degree in painting and art history in India. And then when I realized that I was not going to make a living as an artist, I moved to the United States to pursue a master's in arts management. And for me, that was the perfect mix of my love for the arts, but also my love for business. And I went to the University of Cincinnati, and their College Conservatory of Music has one of the best arts administration programs in the country.
That's very interesting. Oh, moving on from that, when did you first become interested in sustainability and climate storytelling? How did you find out that climate is what you wanted to do?
Well, there are a few experiences that come to mind. It's not just one thing, it's a few things. The first is that, I grew up in India, and in India, sustainability is a way of life there. I've seen my mother buy provisions in bulk, recycle just about everything and, waste just about nothing, right? And I was fortunate enough to have grown up by the ocean where, even the fish that we ate was caught by fishermen in the morning and that was sold to us, in the afternoon by their wives, right? So this whole idea of sea to table was a thing even before it became a thing here. So all this is to say that sustainability was part of the culture that I grew up in. And the second is, as you know, I've been in sustainability communications most of my life. And my last job was with a group called We Mean Business, and where we ran a global media campaign to showcase the business case for climate action in the lead up to the Paris Climate Agreement. And we basically relentlessly profiled positive stories of leading businesses that were acting on climate, right? All this to sort of showcase to policymakers that businesses are already moving. We now need better, bolder climate policies. And, I do believe that while this is one of many, many campaigns and initiatives that help to influence the signing of the Paris Climate Agreement, that's also when I realized the power of collective action, but also the power of thoughtful, sustained, positive storytelling. It definitely inspires people to do the right thing.
Yeah, of course. So you were really passionate about art and majored in it in college. How did you find the intersection of your passion, art, and sustainability, and how does this make your work more impactful?
Yeah, so they say that you can only connect the dots looking backwards. I think Steve Jobs said that. Well, he did say that, right? So you connect the dots looking backwards, and that's so true in my case, right? So Cat Kid Adventure for me sits at the intersection of kids, sustainability, and creative storytelling. It's a product of my collective experiences. So early on in my career, I worked at UNICEF. And during this time, I was exposed to the plight of women and children, especially in the global south. And this experience solidified my desire to work with children and underserved communities. And the environment and climate changes issues are something that I care about very deeply. Like I said, I've sort of grown up with it, and that being part of the culture that I was in. And I figured that facts and stats can only do so much, right? In order to act, you need to care. And in order to care, you must feel. And I wanted kids and families to feel a sense of optimism and to be energized to be part of the climate movement. And for that, art was the perfect tool for me, right? So art is able to ignite hearts and minds. It has made our work very relatable, fun, accessible. It's allowed us to reach a wide range of students, kids, families from different backgrounds, and even helped inspire many of them to adopt more sustainable practices in their lives. So to me, it is the perfect tool to actually bring about the mind shift change that we're looking at, as well as the social change that we're looking at.
Yeah, of course. No, that's very impactful. So, lastly, what advice do you have for a high school student who is interested in pursuing sustainability?
Sure. Yeah. So, sustainability, as you know, is a really vast topic. So, a few things. One is I would say be curious and really educate yourself, right? So, follow credible organizations that are out there, experts that are sharing the latest developments of what's going on, follow their social media handles, listen to podcasts, what have you. The second is to complement this, get out and get some hands-on experience. I think whether you're in middle school or high school, this space is ripe with opportunities to engage in the field in so many ways, shape, or form, right? In so many ways, right? So participate in citizen projects, join an environmental club, if you have one at school, or create an initiative in your community, right? Volunteer with local organizations. All of these, what it does is, over time, you'll not only find what sparks your curiosity and speaks to your interests and shared values, but it'll also give you a sense of the things that you don't like. And that process of elimination is also a great way to find your focus. And the last thing that I'll say is, the most important thing about being in sustainability is that you need to be passionate about it. Passion is key because your genuine interest and enthusiasm for the issue is what will shine through in your work, but it'll also motivate you through your journey.
Yeah, that sounds great. Do you have any specific opportunities that you know of that they can take advantage of right now to further pursue that?
So, for high school students, yes, we have internships and leadership and mentorship opportunities. Students can hone in their research, writing, presentation, and organizational skills, and even community organizing skills if they'd like to, or while helping educate kids. So, you know, do email me, and I'm sure we can find an opportunity for you.
Of course. I will link both the website and her contact on the website right next to this episode, so you can go ahead and pursue that opportunity if you are interested in it. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. And to all the listeners, tune in to the next episode of the Climate Career Kit.